Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for attending today's meeting, which we have scheduled to discuss a serious issue concerning a breach of trust that has occurred in our company. This meeting is crucial not only for addressing the breach but also for reflecting on our company's policies, identifying potential weaknesses, and ensuring that we take appropriate actions to restore trust and integrity. The objective for today's meeting are as follows. For the first one is to thoroughly review the case details, including an in-depth investigation report. Second, to hear all perspectives and viewpoints from involved parties to gain a comprehensive understanding of the situations. Third, to deliberate on various potential actions to address this breach and implement preventive measures for the future. And the last one is to ensure that we make a fair and transparent decision aligned with company policies and values. Before we dive into the discussions, I would like to ask everyone to introduce yourself, explain their roles in today's meeting, and express any initial thoughts they have about the meeting's goals. I will begin. I am Muhammad Shakib bin Jamal, and as the presiding officer, I will be guiding today's meeting and ensuring that we maintain focus on our goals and proceed profit efficiently.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Zarif. I will be responsible for taking details minutes during this meeting.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Afizuddin bin Muhammad Saini and I represent the legal department. I will be providing insights on the legal implications of the breach, ensuring that we remain within the bounds of law while addressing the issue and making decisions. I will also advise on any legal precautions we need to take.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashman, and I'm the head of the legal department. My role is to guide our discussion in ensuring that all steps we take are aligned with both legal requirements and company policy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ahmad Hafiz Izzuddin, and I represent the Human Resources Department. I am here today to assess how this incident affects company's culture and employees' morale.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ali Aiman, and I am here to provide my perspective on the events that have transpired. I take full responsibility for my actions and am here to explain what happened, as well as discuss the steps I am willing to take to remedy the situation.
All right, thank you for your introduction, Aiman. As this discussion involves sensitivity deliberations, we kindly ask you to step out of this meeting for now.
All right, thank you everyone for your introductions. It is important that we have a constructive, transparent, and fair discussion today. Before we move forward, I want to briefly outline the agenda for the meeting. For the first one is review of previous meetings, minutes, and actions taken. Second, detailed case presentation, including background information and findings. Third, group discussion and deliberation on potential resolutions and their implication. Fourth, deep dive into company policy and possible revisions to prevent future breaches. Fifth, decision making, agreement on actions to address the breach. Six, follow up actions and assignment of responsibilities. And the last one is breaks and open floor session for more in-depth discussion. So now let's proceed with the first item, which is reviewing the minutes from the previous meeting. Darif, could you kindly read the minutes for us?
Certainly. I have shared the previous minute to everyone through email. Here are the key points for the last meeting. First, the meeting was called to discuss confidential breaches within the company, specifically regarding Aiman. Second, it was agreed that further investigation was needed and that today's meeting would be scheduled to address the issue in depth. Third, it was also decided that a follow-up action plan would be developed based on today's discussion. Are there any addition or corrections to these minutes?
I've reviewed the minutes and everything seems to be in order. No correction.
I also have reviewed the minutes. No objection for me.
All right, everyone. So now the minutes needs to be approved. Anyone?
The minutes accurately reflect what was discussed. I approve them as is.
All right. Thank you. The minutes are approved. We are now moving on the main we are now moving on to the main subject of today's meeting. The breach of trust involving Aiman. Hafiz, could you provide a detailed overview of the incident, the findings from the internal investigation, and any relevant background information?
Absolutely. Wait for a moment. Alright. The breach of trust. Hold on. The breach of trust in question occurred when Aiman shared confidential company information with an unauthorized external party. This was a direct violation of our confidentiality policy as outlined in Section 3 of the Employees Handbook. Upon discovery of the breach, we immediately launched an internal investigation. The findings confirmed that the disclosure had the potential to harm the company's competitive advantage and reputation. And we also found that Ayman was not fully aware of the long term impact of their actions at the time. There are several points of this. The consequences of this breach include number one, potential loss of trust from our partners and clients. Number two, risk of financial loss depending on how the disclosed information is used. And number three, a breakdown in internal communications regarding confidentiality. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Hafiz. That's a comprehensive overview of the case. So, Zarif, could you call Aiman?
Alright, wait for a second.
Hello, Aiman. Would you like to provide your perspective and some explanation of what happened?
Certainly, I want to start by offering my sincerest apologies for my actions. I did not intend to cause harm to the company or my colleague. I shared the information without fully understanding the severity of my actions. I take full responsibility for my mistake and am committed to doing everything I can to make things right.
Thank you, Ayman, for your explanation. While intent is important, we must focus on the impact of the breach. Now, I would like to open the floor for initial comments from the rest of the team. Let's open the floor for questions. Um, Ashman, do you have any?
Yes. Aiman, why did you share the informations? And were you aware it was confidential?
I shared it without realizing the full impact. I knew it was confidential, but didn't think it would cause harm.
All right. Did you receive any training about our company's policy?
Yes, during onboarding 3 years ago, but not since then.
All right, Ayman. Once we have finalized the decisions, Zarif, will call you to join the meeting again. You may leave now.
This breach could harm the company's reputation and finances. We might need legal action to protect ourselves.
We also need to rebuild trust with employees and improve training.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's move on to solutions. Now that we have all the background and the facts laid out, let's move into the discussion phase. This is where we examine all possible outcomes and discuss potential actions. We will address not only the breach itself, but also the broader implications for company policy.
From a legal standpoint, we must ensure that the actions we take are proportionate to the breach. This includes considering the possibility of suspension, termination, or other disciplinary actions. Furthermore, we must assess the impact of the breach and whether additional legal steps are necessary.
I agree. I recommend we carefully document each step of the process. We must ensure we follow due process to avoid potential legal complications down the road.
So, on the HR side, I propose mandatory retraining on confidentiality for all employees. It is clear that there was a lack of understanding around the severity of this policy, which could be addressed with improved communication and training.
All right. Now let's discuss disciplinary measures and policy changes. Ashman, your thoughts?
Um, we could consider suspension or a formal warning for Aiman, along with mandatory training on confidentiality.
I agree. We also need to update our policies and ensure regular training to prevent future issues.
Additionally, we should strengthen monitoring systems to detect breaches earlier.
Very good points. Any concerns about the impact on employee morale?
This incident may lower trust, so clear communication about the steps we are taking will help restore confidence.
Thank you. Now let's finalize our decisions on Ayman. I'd like to shift our focus now to the company's current confidentiality policies. Given the breach we are discussing, this might be a good time to explore any gaps in our existing protocol.
Alright, so I suggest we review our confidentiality agreements and training programs. Perhaps our onboarding processes should be more comprehensive, especially regarding data protection and confidential information handling.
That's a great point. Additionally, I believe we should consider implementing more monitoring systems to detect breaches early on.
All right, so let's review our policies. Anyone have any suggestion?
Alright, I suggest regular refresher training should be mandatory, and we need to simplify policy language for better understanding.
Um, adding strict adding stricter monitoring and enforcement measures can also help prevent future breaches.
Good points. I think that's all for now. Let's incorporate this into our action plan. But before that, let's take 5 minutes break. I think we will be available on 12:14, right? So we will take a 5 minutes break. Thank you, everyone. All right, everyone. Thank you for staying connected with us. So now the meeting concluded with the decision to suspend Ayman for a period of 6 months as a disciplinary measure for the breach of trust, reflecting the severity of the violation while also providing an opportunity for Ayman to reflect on the impact of their actions and demonstrate accountability. This suspension is intended to serve as both a corrective action and a deterrent, ensuring that company policies are upheld and respected moving forward. Zarif, could you call Ayman to back in the meeting?
All right, wait for a sec.
Thank you. Hello again, Ayman. All right, Ayman, now we are entering the decision making phase. Based on all our discussions, I propose the following course of action. So, for the first one, Ayman will receive a suspension of 6 months. Ayman, do you have any argument on this decision?
I have I have no argument on this decision. I am agree with this punishment.
All right, thank you. All in favor? I now take it as a yes. The motion is carried. These measures are approved. Let's assign responsibility next. Does anyone have any objections or additional recommendations?
No objections. I agree with the suspension and policy updates.
I support this. We should also focus on restoring employees' trust through better communication.
Agreed. We need to ensure clear documentation of these actions for legal purposes.
All right, thank you everyone. These measures are approved. So for the first one is mandatory retraining for all employees on confidentiality and company policies will be implemented. And the second one is a follow-up investigation will be conducted to assess the broader impact of the breach. To ensure the decisions we have made are implemented effectively, I'll now assign responsibilities for follow-up actions.
I will document the final decision made today and distribute the minutes.
I will oversee the retraining program and ensure that all employees receive it promptly.
I will assist in reviewing any legal documentation and oversee the legal considerations regarding Ayman's suspension.
Um, Zarif, when is our next meeting date?
Our next meeting will be held on 28 February 2025.
All right, got it. 28th February. So I think that's all. Thank you all for your time, professionalism, and thoughtful input today. This has been a challenging situation, but I believe we have taken the right steps to address it. So I'll announce the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.